Good morning, Miracles Attraction community. Hope you're having a fantastic, fabulous Friday. If you're not, perhaps it's because you're feeling overwhelmed and like you have too many things on your to-do list. So I'm here to help you out with that. I'm Teresa McGallagher, and I want to share with you what I've learned from my spiritual practice of A Course in Miracles and how it has changed my life for the better. Continuing with our theme this week, on Monday, Carly came on and talked about what if your life hasn't turned out the way that you imagined. Perhaps you're retired now and you thought you were going to be on Easy Street and relaxing with your feet up, but instead you're running around after grandchildren or caretaking for elderly parents or struggling to work still and pay the bills. And it feels disillusioning because you had a picture in your mind that things would be better when you got older, or when you learned more, or when you got married, or when you moved, or when whatever external condition changed so that you could finally feel like you've arrived. And what happens? You never arrive. And it's so frustrating because when you're young, you feel like you have all the time in the world to get there one day. But as we get older, we suddenly start to realize that we're kind of running out of time and maybe we'll never get there. And that's really frustrating. So that's why I'm here today to talk to you about how you can use time to your advantage and make time work for you instead of you being a slave to time. And this is what I found out. If you've ever taken a college class or even a high school psychology class or read up on sociology, you've probably run across this chart, this triangle called Maslow's Hierarchy of Needs. And everyone subscribes to this belief system that at the bottom of this triangle are the most important needs for survival. We need to eat, we need to sleep, we need to drink water, we need to do certain things just to keep the body running and stay alive on the planet. And then once those needs are met, we can move up to meet the next level of needs, and then the next level of needs. And then finally, one day, when we get all those needs met, we reach self-actualization, which means we can focus on the things that give meaning and purpose to our life and feel fulfilled. So, I used to believe that. I used to work hard thinking one day I'll get it all done and then I can finally relax. And then what would happen? I would go on vacation for 2 weeks and I would relax for 2 weeks, and then I would go right back to my regularly scheduled programming of working hard and having that to-do list spinning all the time in my head and just feeling like I could never get there. Unless I just let it all go to hell in a handbasket and everything would fall apart. And that wasn't an option for me. So I kept going like a hamster in a wheel. And then finally one day in frustration, I decided that I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have the answer. And I turned to a higher power for the answer. And that's when I began my practice of A Course in Miracles in earnest. And what that involved was getting up every morning and dedicating the first 10 minutes of my day to doing a lesson from the workbook, reading, thinking for a few minutes, journaling, whatever, but getting my mind trained first at the beginning of the day. And here's what I found out. When I made my self-actualization my priority, when that became the most important thing in my life, and I literally flipped that triangle on its head, all those other needs got met. All those other things got taken care of. I was able to sail through the day easily and effortlessly and not worry about how to take care of everything because I had the support and I had the strength of a higher power taking care of everything for me. So this requires stepping out on faith a little bit, and it's one of those things where you cannot believe that it will work until you try it. You have to try it and then you will see that it works. And I just want to encourage you, in case you feel like taking on this spiritual practice is one more thing to do on your to-do list, that in actuality it's not like that, because Even though it's called a course in miracles, it's not really a course. It's not a class. It's not a program. It's not one more thing that you have to learn. In fact, it's about unlearning. It's about unlearning all of the bad habits, all of the weird beliefs, all of the concepts and things that we have been taught that don't serve us and don't make life happy and don't help us get along with others. So it's not informational. It's not just more information on top of all the stuff that you've been doing, but it's transformational. I'm going to say that again. It's not, A Course in Miracles is not informational. It's transformational. So if you have in the past paid for workshops, paid for programs, taken classes, tried all of these things to learn more and get more information about how the world works so that you can navigate better through life and you can figure out how to do life better, I want you to know that this is something completely different, something completely opposite of that. It's not about learning more. It's not about doing more. It's not about having more stuff on your to-do list. It's actually about unwinding the mind, going back to the time when life was fun and easy. Remember when you were a kid? You got up in the morning, you jumped out of bed, you did stuff. You didn't worry about what was going to happen and how it was going to get done. You knew that it would be taken care of because you had parents or you had other people in your life that took care of the responsibilities, and you could just, enjoy life. And that's how it is now for me. I don't worry about how it's going to get done. I have somebody higher in charge who is seeing the big picture, who is taking care of all the details, and I can just relax and know that I can trust everything is going to work itself out for the best. Sometimes I think I know what's best, and then I find out I really didn't know what was best. There was a higher plan and a bigger picture that I couldn't see. So here's the bottom line. If you will focus on your self-actualization and make that your priority, get up every morning and do your workbook lesson first before you do anything else and take care of anybody else. Give yourself a few minutes to connect with your higher power and align with the divine. You will see that everything else will start to fall in place and all those other needs in that triangle will get met. So, hope you have a great weekend. I'll be thinking about you. Drop us a line or a comment or a question if you have one. And stay tuned for Carly's Facebook Live on Monday morning. Love you.